Hello, everyone. I am Kentia Smith. I am your NC Realtors Housing Foundation Director. How are you? I hope you're doing well. As you know, I am doing our Meet Our 2024 series where we are interviewing our local associations' incoming 2024 presidents. I've had some great interviews and some great presidents, and I am so thankful to be interviewing this next 2024 president. She is amazing. She comes from an amazing association. I know y'all say she said that about every association, but all our associations are wonderful. I would love to introduce Miss Charisma Sutherland. Let me get that right. Miss Charisma Sutherland, the 2024 Canopy Association of Realtors president. How are you doing, Miss Charisma?
I'm doing fabulous.
What is it like? Now, are you in Charlotte? Or are you in one of the surrounding areas?
I'm in Charlotte proper.
I know. So, what is it feeling like down there in Charlotte right now?
Well, it's a little gloomy today. We got a little bit of rain, but hey, it's still a beautiful day for fall in November in the Carolinas.
Ain't nothing like the Queen City. Yes. I always start off my interviews, Miss Charisma, with asking, where were you born? Are you an NC native, or did you relocate here as a child or a teenager, adult?
Right? Well, I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
I came to Charlotte 1990. I came to go to college. And after graduating, I made the Queen City, Charlotte, my home. I watched the city being built right from my dorm room. I
Mm-hmm.
attended John C. Smith University right in the center
Wow.
part of
Okay.
Charlotte. But I ended up transferring and graduating from the University of North Carolina of, of Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had the best of both worlds.
Awesome. So when it comes to, I'm glad you mentioned going to school. So when it comes to being in real estate, was this your first option, or did you have another like professional career you wanted to pursue?
No, this was not my first option. Believe it or not, I originally went to college. I thought to be an English teacher for high school, but I worked in the banks in the evening growing up, I would say in college in Charlotte, though that wasn't my night job and turned into my day job after I graduated. So I was in banking. I decided to get into real estate after I bought my first townhouse at 23. I enjoyed the process of purchasing and looking for a home and the location analysis of everything
Mhm.
that I decided one day, hey, I want to do this. And I decided to do it maybe 5 years later. And
Mhm.
I could see how real estate could create generational wealth for myself. And
Mhm.
I believed in it. I wanted to help other people to create generation wealth for them also. So that helped fuel my passion and it helped direct me into the world of real estate.
That is amazing. And my first question is, what was your major?
English.
English. My second is, I know you was a go-getter, honey, because buying your first house at 23 is an amazing feat. So I know you was definitely a go-getter and on top of your business. That is awesome. So
Yeah.
awesome. So you get into banking and transition into real estate. Do you remember your first sale?
Oh, yeah. It was actually a client. My first client was somebody I was still working with at the bank. And
Mhm.
oh, my goodness, that's been over 20 some years ago. And matter of fact, I just touched base with her again last week. Just, giving her condolences on losing a mom and everything. But yes, I remember it, her buying her first property and turned into a second and into a third property for her. So yes, I remember my first client very well.
Awesome. So I have to ask, how did you get to the point where you say, I think I'm wanting to be a president. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to be the president to becoming the president elect for 2023 and the president for 2024 for Canopy.
Well, let's see. I started out in Canopy's leadership program in 2003, very, very, very long time ago. Or was
Hmm.
it 2006? It might have been two. I can't remember. It was
I
probably.
know. I get it. I do the same thing. Some of it runs together. I know it happened, but it runs together.
It happened, and just working in. I've always worked at Canopy,
Mhm.
at different levels and different committees and chairing different committees and things, and I just worked my way up. So I never sought out to say, "Hey, I want to be the president of Canopy." It's just seeing what was the time. It's all about timing. for
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was ready to offer my servant leadership,
Mm-hmm.
my diverse way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of what plot the road for me and gave me a roadmap for wanting to be the president. So I'm happy to be here. I know we have I'm at the helm of a lot of things that's going on, but I believe it's the right time and I'm the right person to
Mm-hmm.
do the presidency for Canopy. So I look forward to it.
Awesome. That is so awesome. And so when it comes to being the president, because I love Canopy. I was up there for their foundation's award ceremony and got the building tour. It's a beautiful building. I love the roof. So everything is very great. It has a wonderful staff. And so I know you're coming in after a lot of great presidents. What goals that you think Canopy embarks that you either want to continue or maybe even bring to life when it comes to being this year's 2024 president?
Well, so Canopy goals are guided by our strategic implementation documents,
Mm-hmm.
and it supports our vision of advancing the profession and improving our communities. This document, it serves as a roadmap to ensure that we are providing and delivering the most beneficial resources and services to our members. In
Mm-hmm.
addition, it emphasizes the importance of advocacy on behalf of the industry and consumers. It
Mm-hmm.
helps members to better articulate their value to the consumers.
Mm-hmm.
It expands our education and professional development offerings, and it provides opportunities to make an impact in our community through our foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So now, more than ever, especially as our industry continues to make national headlines, we
Mm-hmm.
really want to encourage our members to be brand ambassadors for our industry by
Mm-hmm.
providing resources to explain
Mm-hmm.
and promote their value as a real estate professional.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as a professional trade association, Canopy places a high priority on developing future leaders to better serve their clients, the industry, our association, and our community. We recognize that through the recruiting of future leaders, our association will be better, reflect our diverse membership, and be in the best possible situation to serve the needs of all the members. And
Mm-hmm.
we also want to continue to engage our major housing nonprofits to ensure that housing needs stay at the forefront and are being met. We will continue to build off the last strategic plan for the Canopy Housing Foundation and look forward to holding a visioning session for our 2024.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And it just it's so needed, just the plans to look at, what you're wanting to do with the community, your membership. That is so awesome. I know you all have a foundation. Miss Terry, she is an amazing foundation director. She's actually someone that I see as a mentor. But I always ask my interviewees, so what do you know about the NC Realtors Housing Foundation?
Okay. Well, Terry is awesome. And let me tell you what I know about the NC Realtors Foundation. We have an active foundation with NC Realtors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that through their work, they are a leading voice for housing affordability. I
Mm-hmm.
applaud NC Realtors Housing Foundation for providing housing opportunities through education and community-based efforts. Perhaps most impressive of all is all the work done by the foundation in the area of disaster relief. If you look at the North Carolina Realtors Housing Foundation website, you can clearly see the impact delivered across the state, including disaster relief, but also through professional development scholarships, down payment assistance, matching grants, and regional project grants. Then we have our Canopy Realtor Association, and it is pleased to financially support the NC Realtors Housing Foundation annually. And we are extremely grateful for the recognition that we recently received at the golf tournament in Pinehurst. Thank you for that.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. And I already know this question, but for those who don't, one of the things I always ask is when it comes to community outreach, what is some of those areas that Canopy focuses on? You all have so many. wonderful projects, and I learned that by attending your foundation's award ceremony. But just so you can kind of highlight some of the things you all do when it comes to your foundation and your work within the community.
Okay, great. Well, so the Canopy Realtor Association's charitable arm is the Canopy Housing Foundation. It was originally incorporated in 1985, and the Canopy's Housing Foundation has grown tremendously and established itself as a leader on a local, state, and national level through programs such as Realtors Care Day, Strides for Shelter, it's a 5K run walk, addressing the needs of our homeless neighbors, Project Reach, it's Realtors engaging in creating hope, a day of volunteer service at 5 local nonprofits, community grants program, and Canopy's 3 primary service areas, which are Mecklenburg, Iredell, and Haywood counties. We have the Regional Habitat Support Program, also in the Canopy's 3 primary service areas, as well as throughout the region. Scholarships for the local students in Haywood County, the Yes Award, and an award that's presented annually to honor our youth in excellence in service, the annual Humanitarian Award, Adopt a Stream in the Pearl Street Park across from Canopy's headquarters, and of course, our holiday auction, where we annually raise funds to address unmet housing needs. So I do want to take a moment, because this is the heart and soul of our foundation, is our Canopy Housing Foundation. So 100% of those funds raised by the foundation go into programming for the foundation or into our endowed fund. We are proud to have also been the first to develop a workforce housing certificate program to help educate our members on working with first-time home buyers and those who are experiencing difficulties with that process. Since its inception in 2003, this program has educated hundreds of Canopy Realtor members, and they have gone to assist those who need to help others as they take their journey to homeownership. Just recently, the sizable efforts of one of our engaged Realtor members, the foundation had additional opportunity to return $30,000 to a charitable organization that works for housing insecure families. These funds will assist up to 25 families with critical housing needs over 2023 and the 2024 fiscal year. These needs were identified with assistance of the 2023 Leadership Academy and demonstrated that the work of the foundation is successful due to the involvement and committed to our compassionate members. And that's all for us that we've done at the foundation.
Girl, y'all do a lot. You all's AE, Miss Anne-Marie, she is amazing. I believe she is a powerful force, and she has really made Canopy be one of the flourishing associations it is. So you all do a lot. Like I said, you're an amazing association. And I definitely wanted to recognize you all at the golf tournament just because of how welcoming Miss Anne-Marie and Miss Terry has been to me as the new foundation director. My last question I ask is not ever on the sheet, but I always like to ask it. As we move to the fall and winter, what is it that lets Charisma know that it is about to be fall, the holidays? What is that one thing that gets you in the spirits for the season of fall and winter?
Fall and winter, what gets me in the season is just gratitude. Gratitude to reflect through the year. Gratitude to just say my life, first of all, that I'm here and that the real estate industry has been good to me. And it's a time of reflection and gratitude and how grateful I am. And I want all the people around me to feel the level of gratitude. And I hope in 2024, the Canopy Association can feel the gratitude that I would love for them to feel, that we are grateful for them to be a part of our industry.
That is awesome. Miss Charisma, you are going to be an amazing president. I truly appreciate you so much for doing this interview with me. You have the great leadership qualities that any leadership would need. And so I know just from speaking to you in these brief minutes, you are going to definitely do great things and have already done great things. So I want to thank you on behalf of the NC Realtors Housing Foundation for doing this interview with me. And I want to thank Canopy as well as your, like I said, your wonderful AE and foundation director, Miss Anne Marie and Terry. But most of all, I want to thank you. Thank you so much for doing this with me, Miss President 2024 of Canopy. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It was great talking with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All righty.